I'm going to talk to Adam Mohammed, CEO of Mufti Afrocentric. Has a unique way of designs, and it's amazing how this idea that just popped up one day has become a big business tree now. So go straight to the business language for today, and then afterwards we come to the market board for the stock market performance for the day with Abdul Sani.
Thank you so much. Well, there were exchanges across 10 counters at the end of the session today. 3 price movers, but a heavily weighted stock on the market recorded some decline, and that has contributed to the market indices, witnessing decline at the end of the session. If you want to know the equities that made the moves today, Bank traded some 137,000 shares and recorded 1 peso gain, followed by EGL Enterprise Ghana, which recorded some 9,775 shares as at the end of the session, and also appreciated by 1 peso. The heavily weighted MTN traded some 1.1 million shares, but recorded a 3 peso decline, and that has contributed the market indices going down. There is also an appreciation of 50 pesos in Total, which also sold some 1,555 shares on the market today. The composite index yesterday was around 52%, giving an indication that maybe, just maybe, the market will end on a note that we saw in 2017, but the decline that we recorded in MTN today has contributed to the composite index declining by some 29.12 points, and that has caused the returns to also decline a little from what we saw yesterday. It's now at 51.37%. If you have invested in any of the financial stocks also, your return today is 16.82% because there was an appreciation there, 1.38 points. If you want to know how the market did in terms of the indices, the total volume of shares that were traded on the market was 1.1 million, as I said, which translated into a value of 1.5 million Ghana cedis. The composite index also has dropped from 2,968.01 to 2,938.89. Of course, the market capitalization has also recorded some decline in excess of 350 million Ghana cedis, 65 billion 51 million now, compared to what we saw yesterday, 65 billion 355.85 million Ghana cedis. So, Edward, if you want to know what transpired on the market today, that's all I can tell you.
Fantastic performance out there, but still we're hoping that the market will turn around, God willing, tomorrow. Now we're going for a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Mufti Adam Mohammed, who's the CEO of Mufti Afrocentric. On company's name is Afrocentric,
Yeah.
Mufti Afrocentric. Why the name Afrocentric?
I wanted it to complement with my name to have an African root because I was using our timeless print
Okay.
to design my products. So I wanted something African to complement the name Mufti. So then the Afrocentric came.
Afrocentric.
Yeah.
Now, what makes it an African, your designs that you do? What makes it an African?
First of all, I use our timeless prints, and you know our prints come with meanings.
Okay.
Right. So with the meaning attached to each fabric, and it's now that most of us you don't pay much attention to the meanings of this fabric, but our mothers do pay much attention to the fabric, and each mood, each second, there's a fabric for it, each occasion. So it's unique in this kind because of the meanings attached to it, and then the design as well. As you can see, it's a bit loose, comfortable in you. Unlike you see in town, most of the prints designs are too tight. Mine is a bit wide and comfort. So, and it's unisex as well, just like the dashiki design. But you know, the dashiki fabric design is limited to the dashiki fabric, which has so many colors, but the same design. But mine, I can use any prints across the African continent, coming from anywhere from Africa, not only the Ghanaian prints.
All right. Now let's start. How did you get into fashion?
It's funny. I have I have a taste for fashion, right? But how I got to this is funny. First of all, as I said earlier, I love African prints, so I wanted to stand out with a unique design. I didn't want to just follow the crowd wearing something tight. So I chanced on a design online, and then I bought the fabric, and I showed a picture to my designer, asked him to design the same thing for me. And the designer is Deaf and Dumb. The first guy who designed Mufti is Deaf and Dumb.
Wow.
So I decided to use sign languages to explain to him. He's a colleague, friend. And he was about to start work, and he got a bit confused because the design was a bit loose. So he asked his boss, this is what Mufti asked me to design for him. And the boss said, okay, you go and confirm finally from him before you start work. He came and told me, you should just do the same thing for me. He designed it, and then the first Friday I wore it. The compliments was amazing.
Wow.
So I decided to go for another one, and another one. I just realized, let me turn the compliments to business, to hard cash.
Wow. So compliment to cash.
To cash.
Wonderful.
Simple. Yeah. And I have been selling online.
What year was this?
This was early 2018.
Okay.
Early 2018. So I just decided to put all I have into this, go hunt for fabrics, and then I'll give it to my designer to sew it.
So did you have a space, a place, particular place or shop that you do this sewing, and then you put in there?
Yeah, my designer has a place for the designing of his clothing and everything, but it's not fully employed by me. I just give him a contract of these are the number of clothing I want for this. I mean, I'll sort him out, and then he'll do the design for me. But each design is meticulously designed. Like the attention to details is keen on each design. So the uniqueness must be there.
So each particular cloth has its own unique design?
Yeah.
Wow. Why so?
Because we wanted to stand out from the crowd. Because you just don't want to wear the prints and then just no one will notice your presence.
But now these days, what is in vogue is the slim fit.
Yeah.
So why doing this loose kind of thing?
Yes. I don't join the crowd. I'm a type, I don't like to be following what is trending. I always like to look unique. It's like slim fit stuff, but mine is a bit loose, and people are loving it.
People are loving it. So how much did you, in terms of starting the business fresh, how much did you inject in?
A bit of, the first Mufti total cost was 20 cedis.
You say what?
20 cedis.
20 Ghana cedis.
20 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
I bought the fabric for 10 cedis. The designer took 10 cedis, 20 cedis. And for the, sometime that's how it has been. And because of time have changed and prices have shot up. So the total cost is now a bit high.
Wow. So your first business was 20 Ghana cedis.
It was 20 cedis.
Wow,
20
that's interesting. But someone would have looked at, oh, I need about 20,000 Ghana cedis, 10,000 Ghana cedis to start a business.
That's the big mistake most of us do, especially the youth. If you've never had like a 500 Ghana cedi, let's say 5 million, you've never generated it yourself, do you think somebody would just like fund you with 1,000 Ghana cedi or 2,000 Ghana cedi to start a business? It's not possible. And one funny thing is, I want 10,000 cedis to start a business. And you ask the person, what business? The person don't know anything about it. It's just surface knowledge, hearsay, but something into detail. That he starts speaking like, wow, even though you don't have the money, but he knows exactly what he wants to do. But the youth, I want 100,000 to start a business that you don't have knowledge about. Who would do that?
So if you look at what you've done so far, looking back, what were you doing before you ventured into this?
My brother, senior brother, has a unisex boutique, imported goods, fashion.
Okay.
So I was helping him while schooling, and I'm still schooling. I just completed school like a month ago.
What course are you doing in school?
I read human resource management at Islamic University.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why not fashion, my human resource?
That's a big question, but the fashion will come later.
So how are you utilizing this knowledge from human resource into fashion?
Blending the two has been unique. The fashion is there, but human resource, how to manage human capital too, is very vital. How in the future, if I'm able to get my own production unit, definitely I will have people working for me, and I'll be able to implement the knowledge there.
Now I know you have a brick and mortar, that's an office that you sell your clothing, or you are full online?
I'm full online, but for the past 3 months I've decided to reach out and create some outlets so that I can have the goods there for anybody who wants to go in for it. So I have some of my products at Accra Tourist Center. There's a shop there, Maraba gift shop. They have my products there, and I also have some at Legon Bookshop. They have my products there, and then there's some at Terminal 3. There's an African Prince shop there. They also have my products there for the public who wants to get it.
So in terms of export, have you been selling outside the shores of Ghana?
Yeah, another funny story. There's the first lady who bought Mufti. She's in the States. She saw it on Facebook. She's also deaf and dumb.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And she wore it.
It was designed by a deaf and dumb.
And the first lady
bought it.
Yes.
Amazing story. That's great.
And she wore it. She called me back, Mufti. And I was super excited for the first shipment. She bought one. I had to add another one to it to make it two. I told her this is the reason why. I'm super excited. You are the first person. So it got to
So you dashed it?
Yes.
Wow.
She was excited, and then the compliments on the product was huge. She ordered for more, and she ordered for many, and she also sells in the States.
So she's become your more or less your retailer agent there?
Yes, in the United States.
Wow. And do you know each other before then?
No, just a Facebook friend. Just a Facebook friend. Wow. Personally, she has about 22 muftis personally, and those she has sold a lot. She has sold a lot.
That's from 2018.
Yeah.
Great. So how many people have you engaged in terms of employment? Those in the value chain?
Yeah, because for now we are just a young company, and then we don't have a fully production unit. So we just have our designer, which is who is a part-time working with us. So maybe in the near future we get a fully production unit, and then we get employment opportunities to others to also join.
COVID hit a lot of companies, and were struggling to survive. How did it impact on your business?
COVID had a huge impact on my business, huge impact. We were not going out for some time. If you don't even have the opportunity to go out, you will not even decide what to wear. So the impact was huge, but we managed to survive.
Managed to survive.
Yeah.
Now, why do you go for? I see that you have a very interesting African print, not any African print.
Yeah.
What's the drive behind that?
Because it's unisex, I have to look for the prints that will be admired by both sex. Yeah. So I don't just choose my fabrics because there are so many fabrics there, but most of them are feminine. And there are some that are in between. So I'll go for in between, but that sound too African. So that people from the diaspora or across the globe, any of the black race will admire it. So I look for my fabrics. The attention to choosing my fabrics is very keen. And it's the most difficult part of my job.
So do you go out there to look out for the fabric yourself, or you deploy your friends to do that?
I do that myself. And it's the most difficult part of my job. If you see me in town hunting for fabrics, like, you know how Accra life is. Everybody's crazy. And you don't get one fabric from one shop. You have to go to different shops. Yeah.
And they are printed in Ghana, or sometimes you get them from outside too?
Yeah, some are printed here, some too you get from outside neighboring countries like Nigeria and Togo.
Have you ever bothered to go yourself from beyond the boundaries of Ghana to look for these fabrics, or you always wait and get them here?
Yeah, I've not stepped my foot out of this country to hunt for fabrics for now, but in the near future I'm planning to do that, because if you look at Eastern Africa or South Africa and Kenya, they have beautiful fabrics. That's the future, but not for now. I will hunt for them.
Do you have clients in those countries?
Yeah, for now I have clients across, because most...
So how many countries now?
It has gone global, I will say that. But it is still rising.
Wow.
Because you have people appreciating the product across the globe. They see it online, then they order and take it. And some of our brothers and sisters who are in Europe and America, if they're leaving, they take it. Even in Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Bahrain. Wow. Yeah.
It was for fun, but now you're flying on the wings.
Yeah, you have to turn your passion into something that will earn you cash. Yeah.
What kind of future are you looking at in the next 5 years for Mufti Afrocentric fashion?
The vision is to make it a global brand. That will be, you mentioned Mufti Afrocentric, that will be, I use the phrase like the emblem of Africa. People across the globe will be quickly to identify it. This is like the jersey for the black race.
Wow,
and
I like
beyond.
that. The jersey for the black race.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and beyond. And especially the Caribbeans, they love our prints. They love our prints. So the future is to make it the first choice for the 21st century African to choose.
How do you benefit from the year of return?
The year of return was huge. We had a little benefit from it, to be frank. It was huge. We are now planning to make it this festive seasons. We are planning
beyond the return.
Yeah, beyond the return, we are planning to go all out and see what we can get.
Mufti, how do you regret moving into this sphere? What are the challenges that come to it that you like, oh, I wish, Charlie, I didn't get into this business?
First of all, life itself is like an adventure. There's no regrets. You're just moving. One of my favorite authors, I'm a reader.
Okay.
To be specific, I'm the executive director of a reading club in Nima.
Reading club in Nima?
Success Book Club.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
So we read a book in a month, and we meet at the end of the month to discuss the book. That's what we're doing since 2015. And one of my favorite authors, Robin Sharma, said the real risk is riskless living.
Wow, the real risk is riskless living.
Every step in life is risk. So you just have to go all out. Pick up the lessons and move on.
So how many guys do you have in your club, reading club?
Oh, about 300.
Wow.
We are about 300. We are many.
You started it?
I was not part of the founders, but I joined later in 2016. Yeah.
You're now the president of it?
Yeah.
Wow. Great, Mufti. If someone is watching, a young man out there who also wants to go to business, what would you tell that young man?
Okay.
Or young woman?
Get yourself into, like I would say, just know what you want to do. It's very important. Even if you don't have the money, it's not necessarily having the money to start a business. Just know what you want to do. Know it first, and then the cash will come later. If you know it first, somebody invest. If you know it first, know it into details. Somebody invests into you without having the cash, but you don't know